Welcome to Market Faith.
Come and manifest yourself.
Thank you for joining us today.
You are the Holy One, dwelling in light so bright. You made the sun and the moon, but you shine brighter than all. As we rejoice and call upon your name, please come and take your place and manifest yourself.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please go ahead and invite a friend, invite a colleague. All right. Let them know that Market Faith is on. Delighted to welcome you. Delighted to have you here. Thank you for joining. Go ahead, invite a friend. Thank you for joining me today. Welcome.
As we surrender, at the sound of your voice, the fire is burning, battle is here. The nations will worship Jesus alone. We worship you. We bless your name.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me today on Market Faith. Super delighted to welcome you. Super excited that you are joining me today. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been absolutely incredible. Once again, welcome you wherever you're watching from, wherever you're joining us from. Thank you so much for being a part of our session today. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, I want to welcome you as well. Thank you very much for taking the time to click on this video and to watch this video. Right, we're talking about a topic that is very, very important and affects almost every single person, almost every single person that runs a business, right? And essentially is, how do you reverse the trend in a struggling business? How do you reverse the trend in a struggling business? Last week, we started out by laying a very, very important foundation, talking about the difference between a struggling business and a dying business. I'm not going to be able to go through all of that. I want to encourage you to please go back and watch the video on YouTube. It will definitely be on YouTube. Please go back and watch it because I laid some foundation that will help the teaching today, next week, and probably the week after that. We'll see how far we can go and know whether, we're going to deal with a lot of these things just one by one, or we're going to take them, we can do maybe multiple in a particular week, as the case may be. All right. But today, I'm going to go a step further from what I started out talking about last week. One of the things I talked about last week are the 3 things that are required to turn around a struggling business, right? The first thing we said was management. The second thing, money. the third thing, time. All right, management, money, and time. Right. And last week we talked a bit more on the management side, the fact that it's important to have great people and what you need to do about the people that you have. The fact that if the same management team that were the ones running the business when things were going down are the same set of people who I want to run the business to get things back up, certain things need to change, right? Certain mindsets need to change. Certain ways of doing things need to change, all right? So, I won't be able to go into all of that again so that we can get into the things that we want to talk about today. And today, really, I'm really hoping to impress upon you one concept, right? And I'm taking my time because I realize that this is a very, very important topic. And many businesses today are in a situation where they need a turnaround. Things are not looking up, things are not looking good, and they need to turn things around within their business. So I'm really taking my time and taking the concepts one by one to ensure that I can do justice to it and deal with the issues as they arise. So after laying the foundation, right, around the way the mindset and the thinking and the way to look at it when it comes to turning around the business, today I want to talk about cash. Yeah, I want to talk about money. I want to talk about cash. Because the first thing now, after the mindset and the things that I talked about the last time, the first thing for you when you want to turn around a struggling business is control cash. All right, I'll say that again. The first thing to do in any business that needs a turnaround is to control the flow of money in and out of the business. Control the way cash moves in the business. Now, what does that mean? And that's what I want to break down for you today. What does it mean to control cash? What does it mean to control the flow of money within the business? Because if you can control cash, you have what I call leverage, right? If you can control cash, you have leverage. If you have leverage, you can negotiate. If you can negotiate, you can negotiate for one of the most precious things in a turnaround situation, which is time. All right? If you have cash, you can leverage. If you can leverage, you can negotiate. If you can negotiate, you can get more time, which is one of the most scarce things in a turnaround situation. So, what does this mean and why is this important? Now, the life of a thing is in the blood of that thing. All right, the life of an animal is in the blood of that animal, right? The life of a business is in the cash that flows through the business. So when you grab a hold of cash and you control cash, you control the life flow of the business. So what are the few things that you need to do in controlling the cash within your business? The first thing is this: get a daily record of the balance in all your accounts and stop any payments from going out for now. In other words, get the record of all the balances that you have in all your accounts. If you have any checks that are coming in to in that particular account, stop those checks, right? Listen, if you have payments that you have made, things that you have, instructions that have been sent to the bank, stop it. Just hold on, right? Just hold on, right? Oh, did you? What about if a supplier has to be paid? Listen, calm down and hold on, right? Listen, just relax and bear with me, all right? Go with me for a minute, okay? And listen to what I have to say, and then we get into the details, all right? But please calm down. Listen to me, right? No supplier wants you to go out of business because they need your business. So calm down. If you can't pay them today, it does not mean you will not pay them tomorrow. Calm down, right? Hold the cash within your business. Get a record of cash And then the next thing to do is stop every form of payment from going outside of the business immediately, and then pick up your phone and call the people whose payments were supposed to have been made but have been affected by the decision to hold on. And you are calling them to say, listen, I'm sorry, that we haven't paid. We're supposed to pay you, but we just have an emergency that we need to deal with at this time. Listen to me. Your suppliers are not interested in your business going down. They want to do business, at least I hope, that they want to continue doing business with you. So you need to calm down. Don't panic. Don't be in a hurry. Don't rush to make any quick payments or quick decisions. Just calm down, all right? We're going to get there, and you're going to pay all the monies that you owe, right? If you are in a struggling business and certain things are good, you're still going to be able to pay your suppliers. You're going to be able to pay people that you owe and all those types of things, all right? Now, the second thing you want to do, right, once you've gotten a hold of the daily flow of cash, especially what is going out, is that you want to restructure and renegotiate your debt, all right, so that you can buy more time with little penalty, or with no penalty preferably, or no interest preferably. Okay, you need to have a conversation with some of the people that you're dealing with and let them know, look, things are not going so well within the business right now, but I guarantee you that you will be paid. I just need some time. I need an extension. And you just need to have a way to negotiate and to have conversations with some of your people and some of your suppliers. Now, let me say this, right? Once you start having those types of conversations, people will put pressure on you to do certain things, to make certain payments, to get certain things done, right? You need to keep your cool, all right? And the reason why is this, and I've said this before and I want to reiterate it, right? If you have cash, you have leverage. I'm not talking about somebody promising you money. I'm talking about actual physical cash. You can do things, you can negotiate, you can make things happen, all right? Because somewhere down the line, we're going to look at the importance of this cash conversation and how that impacts what exactly it is that you're doing in your business. So restructure and renegotiate your debt to buy more time with little penalty or interest as much as possible, right? The way to think about the penalty conversation and possible interest conversation is that literally, if you are borrowing this money from someone else, right? The cash that you have that you should have paid out that you're not paying out. If you have borrowed it, right? What is the interest that you'll be paying on it, right? If anybody wants to charge you interest, it shouldn't be more than that. But at the same time, you should be able to negotiate with your people and make sure that you are not in dire straits. Now, if you don't have debt, that's good. I mean, because it means that we can do some of the other things that we have in mind. So the first thing is get a daily record of the balances in all your accounts and stop payments from going out, from going out, not in. You want to receive money, all right? The second thing is restructure and renegotiate if you have debt. Let your suppliers know, especially the debt that falls due, in the very short term. Those are the ones that you really need to pay attention to immediately. If the debt is still in the future, you can have that conversation much later. The third thing is make sure that anything you spend money on will have a direct impact on cash. Not just a direct impact on profit, but a direct impact on cash. In other words, if you're going to spend money on anything whatsoever, maybe, for example, you feel like the next thing you need to do, or what you need to do to turn things around, is to improve your sales, right? You're not selling on credit. This is not the time to sell on credit. This is the time to sell as much as possible on cash basis. In other words, customers are paying you for it, all right? So some of the things that you want to think about and to do is, firstly, obviously, you want to add all the money that is within the business. You want to consider things like invoice discounting. Why? You are trying to get in more cash. That's the goal here, right? The first goal is what is happening to the money. Where is the money going? Where is the money not going into? Okay, so add all the money, consider invoice discounting. Do you have some outstanding invoices that have not yet been paid? If you encourage those people and give them a 2% discount, a 3% discount, a 4% discount, a 5% discount, will they be willing to pay you faster than normal? And the reason why is that if you actually went to borrow that money, right, with someone else, and on the back of the fact that someone is going to pay you, then borrowing that money may be costing you more. But if you go to your supplier, or rather your customer that is owing you, and you say, Mr. Customer, you owe me 500,000, right? Out of that 500,000, if I've calculated it and I know that, if I had to go and borrow 500,000 from the bank, I'll probably pay interest of 20,000. Can I give you that discount of 20,000 and you give me my money? Or I give you 15,000 and you give me the balance of 485, something like that. You need to start to think creatively and to start to think about how to get more cash into your business. The other thing you want to think about is, can you ask some of your existing customers to buy more? Is that possible, right? Especially if you have a lot of inventory of whatever it is that you sell. Can you ask a customer who usually buys 2 pieces to buy 4 at this time? Can you ask a customer who usually buys 1 to buy 2? All right? Is it possible? Why? Because you need to get in cash into the business, right? Do you have excess inventory that you can leverage, that you can use? Can you take on debt, right? I usually look at this as some sort of last resort, right? Because remember, you need good management, you need money, you need time, all right? So can you take on more debt, right? Do you have assets that can be used as collateral to take on debt, right? With this, I need you to be very careful when we're talking about the conversation around debt, but it is possible, right? Especially if, for example, maybe some of your receivables are not coming in as quickly as they need to come in, and you are, taking on some debt to bridge. Don't take on loan sharks. As much as possible, avoid loan sharks, right? The people that charge you 5%, 10% per month, I want to encourage you to avoid that when you are going through a downturn. You don't want to take on too much liability that makes it very difficult for you to get out of the situation where you are in, all right? When you are in a hole, the first thing is not necessarily to stop digging, but the first thing is to stop digging in the same direction you were digging in that got you into the hole. In other words, if you dug yourself into a hole, stop digging in that direction. Start digging in a separate direction, all right? So that you can get out of the hole. For example, you will need to start digging on the side so that you dig out a stairs so that you can climb out of that particular hole, right? When you are in a hole, stop digging in the same direction you were digging in that got you into the hole, okay? And for many people, debt is one of the things that got them into the hole that they're at. It wasn't properly discussed, it wasn't properly planned, it wasn't properly structured, and so they got into a messy situation. The fourth thing you want to do very quickly when it comes to controlling your cash is financial projections or financial planning, right? In other words, if you continue the way you are going, right, with how much you are consuming in terms of how much you are burning within your business, how long do you have for your business to run out of cash? In other words, let's assume you have 500,000 with you, okay, and you are spending 100,000 every month. You have 5 months to make money, right? Otherwise, within 5 months, you're done, right? You pack up and you are gone, okay? If you have a 1 million, you are spending 200 every month, the same thing. You've got 5 months to make things work, all right? Figure that out, because it's important you know how much time that you have. When a football match starts, it's important to know whether you have 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes to go, because the strategy that you deploy on the pitch will be dependent on some of those factors, and time is one of the things that is there. And one of the questions you're asking yourself is that what can happen within this time frame. Now, let me step back a bit to try to rephrase, because I must have said some things that sounded, quite technical in some parlance. And let me try and come back so that I can summarize and make this clear. When you are doing a turnaround, the first thing is grab a hold of cash, right? Everything I have said prior to now is around what you can do around grabbing hold of cash. Grabbing hold of cash means stop writing checks, stop doing transfers, stop doing anything that takes money out of your business. You need to calm down. Why? Because we need to reprioritize the things that we're spending money on to ensure that we're able to bring on board more money into the business. That's the reason why you are holding on to cash. Because if you don't do that, what's going to happen within a very short period of time is that you're going to run out of money. And once you run out of money, game over. Business over. Pack up and go home. That's what it is. All right. So I hope it's been very helpful for you today. I know that it's a little bit, it can be a little bit technical, all right? But I want to ask you to do something. Go back and watch this video again. If necessary, watch it 2-3 times so that you can understand the concepts and the things that I'm talking about. Why? If you don't have a proper handle on cash, your ability to turn around a struggling business is going to be severely impacted, and it's going to be severely limited. Hey, thank you so much for joining me today on today's episode of Market Faith Online. Delighted that you joined, all right? If you are joining us today for the very first time, all right? If you're on YouTube and you're joining us today for the first time, put it in the comments and say first time, all right? We want to give you a thumbs up, we want to give you a like, all right? If you are on Instagram and you're joining us today for the first time, wave at us, all right? Just put a wave there. Just say my first time, whatever you want to say, all right? And we want to hit a like button for you, all right? Everybody else, please go ahead and hit the like button for all those that are joining us for the very first time today. We are super delighted that you are here. Thank you so much, all right? Please don't forget to leave your comments and your feedback with us, all right? If you have prayers that you want us to pray with you in your business, go ahead and send it to us. prayers@MarketFaith.Online. We will be delighted to join you to pray. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next week, because next week we're going to take this one step further, right? And talk about something, all right, that moves us forward. How to plan, how to strategize to get the business moving forward now that you are where you are. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And I look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next week.